Read the whole sentence on each slide. At the end, write the whole sentence with the missing words. Then, get an adult to check your work. In all of these words in C8, day 1, we're learning about when to use the C for the kut sound. So you can see in all of these words we have used a C. So let's colour in that letter C for the kut sound. You will notice that the letter after the kut sound is going to be either an A, O, U, L or an R. So let's colour those letters in a different colour. O, O, U, U, A, O, L, L, R, R. So if we have a look over here, we've got a little hint to know whether to use a C or a K for the kut sound. So inside an A, we can see a C hidden. So we know if the letter after a kut sound is an A, we must use a C before it. Inside an O, there's a C hidden, so we know that if the letter after a kut sound is an O, we must use a C before it. Inside the letter U, we've got a C hidden, so we know if the letter after a kut sound is a U, we must use a C before it for the kut sound. There are only two consonants that follow the letter C for the kut sound, and that's an L and an R. So you can just see a little C hidden inside the L and a C hidden inside the R. So we've got cool at P and crab, crab. So you could remember to look inside the letters to see if there's a C hidden in there to help you remember, or you could remember A, O, U, L, R, A, O, U, L, R, A, O, U, L, R. They're the only letters that follow the letter C for the kut sound. Now you know what, we've got a few extra bits in here. We know that if we have a short word with a short sound that ends with L, we put 2 L's. If we have a short word with a short vowel sound that ends with F, we've got to put 2 F's. Right, let's go back and see what these words mean. We've got a cot is a bed that we quite often put a baby in. A cop is another word for a policeman. When we cull something, we get rid of it. So if Mum says we need to cull your toys, that means we're going to get rid of them. Cuff is the end bit of your shirt. It's the bottom bit of your shirt where we have a little bit of a hem. It's called your cuff. You might know a handcuff, that have heard of a handcuff that the police use too. Camp is when we go off into the bush and we can camp. We don't have a real house to live in, we have a tent or a caravan. When we buy something from the shop, we have to know the cost of it. And that's how much money we must pay for it. Clip is where we use a paper clip, a hair clip, or we clip things, cut things with scissors. When we join our hands together and make a noise, we call it a clap. A crab is something we might eat. It's got its hard shell on the outside and it's got some yummy meat on the inside that we can eat. Crop is where farmers might plant a crop of wheat, for instance, and they come through with their big machines and cut the seeds off the stalks to put in bags to sell so that we can have, the millers can make it into flour so we can buy flour to make bread. Okay, let's see if we can read, sound and spell these words. So cot, cot, C-O-T, C-O-T, C-O-T. We're going to cover them and write them. Cop, c-op, 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 C-O-P, C-O-P, C-O-P. Cover it and write it. You have to read, sound and spell the rest of them and write them in the little boxes. We've got cot, cop, cull, cuff, camp, cost, clip, clap, crab, crop. Okay, let's read these words that we started working on yesterday. We've got cot, cot, cop, cop, cull. You can read the rest of them on your own. Then you have to go back and you have to read the word, sound it, spell it and write it. Don't forget to cover it before you write it. So we're going cot, C-O-T and write it. Cop, C-O-P, C-O-P, cull, C-U-L, C-U-L-L. You can finish those ones all on your own. Now we have to finish the words and then link them to the picture. So here we've got something, a word that ends in T and it's got 3 letters. If I have a look up here, I know it's going to be cot. And then you have to link it to the picture that matches it. Down the bottom, we have to finish the sentence, cover it, write it, and then draw it. Only 2 of them we're drawing. So we've got, finish this sentence first. The something is in the sand. Which word might it be? I think it might be crab. If I don't know how to spell it, I can look up here, or I could sound it out. C-R-A-B. The crab is in the sand. Cover it and write it. The crab, oh, I've forgotten, a quick peek. Crab is in the sand. You could probably do all of the sentences first and then go back and draw your 2 pictures. Down the bottom, we have to label these pictures. Now when a farmer puts in his crop, he has to drive his tractor with his machinery behind it, his big seeder behind it. And when we're working on a computer or a device, we can crop a picture and cut it down to what we need it to be. So we know that the meaning for these 2 pictures, the word we're going to use for both of those pictures is crop. Now sometimes when you go to the hairdressers, the hairdresser cuts your hair and we call that clip. And a clip is also something that you can pop in your hair to hold your hair out of your eyes. See if you can finish the rest of that page on your own. Let's read our words. Cot, cot, cop, cop, cull, cull. You can finish sounding and reading those words on your own, and then we go back and we're going to read it, sound it, spell it, write it. So we're going cot, cot, C-O-T, cop, cop, C-O-P, cull, cull, C-U-L-L. You can finish reading, sounding, spelling, writing those words all on your own. Down here we're talking about plurals again. So we know all these things are nouns. So let's have a look. If we have 1 clip, we say clip. But if we have 2, we have to say clips. And to make it say clips, we put a S on the end. And we're using an S for the S sound. 1 cot, 3 cots. 1 cop, 6 cops, 1 crab, 5 crabs, 1 crop, 10 crops. You can finish that on your own, and at the end you have to draw 5 crabs in this box. Down here you have to finish the table and read the words. Let's go. The first word is cull, then we have to add culls, then we're going to put culling, and then we're going to put culled. So Mum might say to you, you have to cull your toys if you've got too many. You might say, oh, she helps me when it's time to cull them. So then we are culling our toys. We culled them yesterday. She culls them now. So they're the different verb tenses for you. You can finish the other columns off all on your own. Down here, you have to work out which word is the correct one and which one's the wrong one. So we're going to tick the one that's right and cross the one that's wrong. So be very careful when you're checking the spelling of those words. The letters may be right, but they might be in the wrong order, so look very carefully. Off you go. To know whether to use a C or a K for the k sound, we've got a little trick for you. So inside an A, we can see there's a C hidden. So if the letter after a k sound is an A, we know we have to write a C before it. Inside an O, there's a little C hidden. So if the letter after a k sound is an O, we know we have to use a C before it for the k sound. Inside a U, even though it's sideways, you can see a little C hidden. So if the letter after a k sound is a U, we know we have to use a C before it. There's only 2 letters, 2 consonants that follow C for the k sound, and that's an L and an R. So we could have like club and we could have crab. To know whether to use a K for the k sound, we know that there's a K hidden inside an E, an I and a Y. So if the letter after a k sound is an E, an I or a Y, we know we have to use a K for the k sound. If you can't remember that little trick, and that seems to be the easiest way for kids to remember it, is to look for the letter that's hidden inside, you could just remember A-O-U-L-R, A-O-U-L-R, A-O-U-L-R. So if a k sound is followed by an A, O, U, L or R, you know to use a C before it for the k sound. Now if we have a look up here, we can see, I'll put those letters in here for you, you can see that there's a C inside an A, an O, a U. If you use your imagination, you can see one hidden in the bottom of the L, in the little tick off there, and there's a C hidden inside an R. Now, then you have to use that information to finish off these words. So we've got the word cat. There's a picture of a cat, so we're going to finish it off. K-at. And we know we're going to use the C for the k sound because there's an A after it. So the A is telling us we have to use the C. Cot, k-ot. Cup, k-up. Club, k-ul. Up, crab, k-r-at. Down the bottom, you have to look at this letter and you can see the little C hidden inside the letters. And that's telling you to use a C at the start of those words. And the C is going to make its hard sound k. You can finish these ones off all on your own. Down the bottom we've got another dot to dot, but it's getting harder. This time you have to look at the first letter of the word to do the dot to dot. So it's alphabetical order. At would be the first one. Then we go to bag, b, at, b, A, B, C. Cat starts with C, D. And you can continue on and finish that all on your own.